Okay, you're all set.
Okay. This is Steve Shabbat. I'm the chair of the City of Kingston Community Development Committee. I'd like to welcome everybody on board here for our May meeting. Have a couple difficulties here, so we're gonna try and move forward. We're a little over, so I think we have enough here. I think we're missing Patrick. I know that he's trying to get in. Anyway, I'm going to call the meeting to order at this point, and we'll move down the agenda. Hopefully everybody has had a chance to read the minutes from last month. Well, from 2 months ago. We didn't have a meeting last month. So if so, I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes.
I so move.
Okay. Motion by Doug Coop. We have a second. Second by Rita Worthington. Thank you. All in favor? Anyone in opposition to that? Okay, motion carried. Now our new business, I guess I'm going to turn these two items over to Amanda.
Okay, I'm sorry, which one comes first? I don't have the agenda in front of me.
Okay, it's the update of the community development status.
Okay, so we have submitted the substantial amendment, and that was approved by HUD. I recently submitted the 2019 capers, which was more than a year past due, and they have been accepted by HUD, and they are currently under review. And tomorrow I will be submitting the 2020 annual action plan along with the 2021 action plan simultaneously. The 2020 should have been done last May, prior to the previous director leaving the city. Unfortunately, it wasn't done, and it's taken until now to get that accomplished. And once it's in HUD's hands, they'll have it for hopefully only a few weeks under their review, and hopefully they'll approve it, and then they will release approximately $1.5 million between the two action plans that will need to be spent down. And we will be under the gun again for the time limits. That's pretty much all I have on that front. I think the second thing was probably talking about meetings.
Our monthly meeting schedule.
Okay, so right now we're scheduled for having it on Mondays, I believe the fourth Tuesday of the month, I'm sorry. And I know that the city will soon be trying to do hybrid meetings where they are utilizing council chambers along with Zoom as a platform. And I'm not sure if our meetings will be changed to a different night. I think it depends on other meetings that are happening at the same time, because they're only going to be able to do this in one facility at one place. Maybe one of the aldermen can speak to this a little bit better. This was just my understanding. So we will probably need to work with others if we need to change our day or our time. And the other thing is, unless we have something of urgency, I don't know how people feel about having a meeting during the summer. Some people are okay with that and some people are not. I think if we don't have anything that's pressing and people choose to not have a monthly meeting, that is okay. But if we do decide that we need to have one and it's of urgency, we need to have excuse me, enough people that there's a quorum that we can hold it. Most definitely, I would like to start holding meetings again by September if everybody chooses to not do this during the summer, because we need to prepare ourselves for the upcoming CDBG round. And I think the sooner we get started on that, the better. This year was the first year since I've been with CD that an action plan has been submitted or will be submitted before the end of May, which is pretty good. It's normally not submitted until much later. So hopefully this puts us in a better light with HUD. And I think that we've had, a pretty good go of smoothness as far as everybody agreeing, on allocations. There's been a few hiccups, but other than that, I think everything went great. And I would just like to start the process probably about September, where the committee gets together to discuss things. If there's any changes or there's new guidelines, or if there's, issues that anybody felt came up during the last process, before we start putting the applications out for the next round.
Mandy,
Yes.
may I ask, if we start this process in September, as you've just stated, when does the vote come?
So when I say start the process in September, I think a meeting of the CDAB would be good so that everybody is on the same page as far as, as I said, if there's new guidelines or following the current guidelines. We normally put the application out around mid to end of October. There have been many years where it's been done later, but the later you do it, the further behind you tend to get. If there's issues, if there's a veto or if something has to be revisited. So what happens is we put the applications out. Once we receive all the applications, we have to put a 30-day public notice in the paper, letting the public know who applied and how much they applied for and what their programs were for. Following that 30-day comment period, in between our meetings, there will be a public hearing. After that public hearing is when the council, the committee, and the mayor are supposed to choose the projects or activities that they feel would best fit the 5-year comp plan that has already been written. And we are supposed to be following that. It's kind of our travel guide for 5 years, if you will. They write the 5-year plan, and this is what our goals are supposed to be. So we're supposed to follow that. We're supposed to be in line with it. And then after everything is approved, then we have to do another 30-day comment period after the annual action plan has been written, which gives people another 30 days for comment, and then it gets approved to HUD. So you're probably looking at anywhere from a 3 to a 4 month process.
Okay.
Side.
My specific question is, when would the members of this committee vote?
Well, if the applications go out in October and we get them by the end of November, 30 days into December, end of December, I would say no later than March.
Well, that poses the question. There are 3 members of this committee sitting on this committee now that will not be in office come January.
And this is an issue that we have every time there's a new council transition.
So it makes me wonder, why would you have members of this committee that are going out of office sit in on the first 2 or 3 months of the discussions when we have nothing to say about the final outcome, and the people coming in have not sat in on the initial? It seems crazy to me.
I don't disagree. The issue is we are supposed to have our annual action plan written and submitted to HUD before the beginning of the new fiscal year. The new fiscal year is July 1st. We cannot authorize anybody to spend money prior to that. We cannot give anybody an agreement to sign before that. So from July, you back that up, and then you have holidays involved. It's not advisable by HUD, by any stretch of the imagination, to wait until January or February to even start the process. I completely understand where you're coming from. I do.
Yeah. I mean, you have 3 members, myself and Alderman Jeffrey Morrell and Patrick O'Reilly. Why would we sit in on discussions in, from September, March, September, October, November, when the final vote comes when we're out of office?
I don't disagree.
Well, yeah,
Unfortunately,
I would like to.
the fiscal year for HUD is July through June, and the fiscal year for the city is January through December. I totally get where you're coming from, and this is something that's been happening, since we started.
I'm perfectly happy to attend the meetings because I'm still in office, and that's my responsibility. I'd be very happy to do that. But at the end of the day, we have no say. And the people coming in, I don't understand this.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here, Doug. And while I agree, doesn't make for a smooth transition, but hey, you've been here. Everybody that you're talking about has been here. Hopefully, you'll come to the meetings and guide things along. There's more to this than just voting on who's going to get money. We like to look at the application process. We like to, tinker with the applications. So, you guys will provide, a lot of valuable input before we move forward. And, like I said, you've been there, you've done this. So, hopefully, we'll carry on through the end of the year with this group.
I just wanted to get the,
we've done very well. It's.
Yeah, Steve, I know what you're saying. And I certainly, and my colleagues who are not present tonight, I'm sure they would feel the same way. Patrick and Jeffrey, we'll.
Yeah. And I agree.
We'll soldier on and we'll do what needs to be done. And then we can hand it over to the people that are coming forward. And,
right. And Mandy, I'm sorry. Sorry, Doug, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm done.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I'm done. It's okay.
I know.
Okay, so hopefully, I'm just going to say one last thing. So you're right. So when the dust settles, we're going to be handing this over to a lot of new people, but hopefully they will see the value in what everybody is saying. It's going to be new people who have never even been to one of these meetings, might not even know what community development means. So I think they will appreciate the fact that some of us old vets have kind of stuck it out and helped with this, and then it'll be up to them to carry on and do the actual voting. All right, sorry, Rita, go ahead.
I just wanted to verify the fact that the 3 members would not be
muted.
Voting
there
on
you
it.
go.
And
Rita, go ahead. You're muted.
Well, I remuted myself because Doug was talking. I didn't want to talk over him.
I'm done.
I was just gonna say, with all of the meetings that they do for the initial grant, I mean, there's multiple meetings, and in times past we haven't all gone to the same meeting. I mean, going to every meeting rather, because I don't think one of the meetings is different from the other, where they're putting out the information and how to do it and what to do. Right. So I can remember a few of us going to maybe the first meeting, and someone else went to the third meeting, and, but I don't remember going to every single meeting to, learn about the CDBG. But Mandy, you recommend that we go to all of the meetings?
No, what I'm saying is that I think in September we should get together so that everybody's on the same playing field as far as the guidelines, what's expected. Everybody really needs to vet the applications really well. There's
Mhm.
the occasional ones that I'm going to say kind of slip through that might not really be qualifying education or qualifying application. And sometimes those applications become a problem later on when we don't vet it enough to make sure that that it's going to pass muster with HUD. I don't know who's running and I don't know who's not running. Maybe it would be advantageous for those who are running to come to one or two of the informational meetings. The informational meetings, we haven't decided how many we're having yet, but the actual applications aren't usually due until at least the end of the year. And then they are, processed through the meetings or the public notice of who's applied. I know Amy wanted to say something. She's sitting probably on her hands waiting.
So yes, to back up what Rita and Mandy said, Doug, so the fall are the public informational meetings, and election day, I believe, is November 2nd, November 3rd. And our public informational meetings do go through November and into early December. So the victors, and some of them are unopposed, really should come to the public informational meetings so that they do have some idea. But the real deliberation of those applications doesn't start until like February. They come to the meeting in January and plead their case. So while you guys can set the stage of, policies, procedures, and process, the applications themselves aren't even sent to the Common Council until like January, February. But we will miss you very much.
Doug, you're muted. Doug, you're muted.
To get back to
Doug.
Mandy's original question, are we saying there will be no meetings of this committee during June, July, and August?
Nope, I didn't say that. I said that's up to you guys.
Okay, well, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because I need to make sure that if we're having a meeting, that we have enough to actually hold a meeting.
Right.
And if everybody chooses to not have a meeting during the summer, that's fine. But I need to know that if we go that route and something comes up where there needs to be some, I don't want to say a quick decision, but if there happens to be additional monies that need to be reallocated, we don't want to wait until September. We want to move that along.
Of course you do, yeah.
So that's all I was saying.
I understand, yeah.
Steve texts me that he can't hear anybody. I don't see anything on my end. I don't know what it would be. And now he appears frozen.
Okay, since he's frozen, I'm not sure if there was anything else that anybody wanted to discuss. We had the minutes, a few things that I wanted to discuss with you guys. I had sent, it was late, and I do apologize. I had sent everybody information that had been requested over a period of several months about who's received money, how much they've received, have they been spending their money in a timely fashion? Have there been any issues? The columns pretty much tell you all the information. There's, you know, how much they were allocated, how much they actually spent, and the time frame in which they spent it. As everybody knows, the program is only supposed to be a year. And some programs or activities take a little bit longer. But I was asked for the information, so I provided it. And I don't know if anybody has any questions. Other than that, I think it was old business and then adjournment. And I don't want to speak on behalf of Steve, but if he's not here, we could sit here and look at each other forever.
He just got back in.
Okay. And I see Pat's here too now.
Unfortunately, I think I missed all of your conversation, but I did have something to say anyway. We all got your email, you know, for the Common Council's benefit. I appreciate all the work you put into that. I appreciate you getting us back up to speed. I know this has been kind of a difficult transition. You were kind of behind the 8 ball on a lot of things. I know you're putting a lot of work in to get us back where we have to be. So that being said, you know, we still have, you know, because of the lateness, some things to do, but, you know, I know you're doing your part. So I think what I'm going to do, I'll give you, maybe we can meet and hash out some of these things with the new meeting dates and things like that. All right. So I just want you to know, I really appreciate the work you're doing. You know, you were put in a kind of a difficult spot. So anyway, yeah, so I think that's about it. I'm not sure if anybody has any new business. I don't. So does anyone have anything?
No.
Hey, Patrick's here. All right. So does anybody?
Sorry I'm late. I had some problems.
Yeah, so did I. I just got back in myself. So anyway, so we are on the tail end of, unless somebody has got something.
Move, we adjourn.
They want to add to the meeting. Doug? I couldn't hear you, Doug.
I said, I move, we adjourn.
I second it.
Doug?
Doug motioned and Pat second adjourning.
Okay, now I can hear again. Okay, great. Sounds you're doing everything without me. I guess I could have stayed in bed. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate everyone being here tonight. I'm not sure what all the difficulties were, but who knows? You know, that's why I'm not a IT guy. So anyway, once again, thank you for being here. I will be meeting with Mandy. We'll be discussing, you know, some new dates. Doug,
Yeah,
appreciate your concerns, you know, about moving forward, you know, but I guess that's part of what goes on, you know, every couple of years.
that's the
You know,
way it
people are
is.
on committees and then they're not on. So
We'll make it work. We'll make
that's
it
the
work.
way it is. Yep. So, right. Now we'll be all right. So I think we're in good hands and I think we'll leave it in good hands. So
Yep.
anyway, once again, we got a second on the adjourn, the motion. I believe everybody was in favor of it, probably. I don't think anybody would be opposed. So did you have something to add, Doug?
No,
Are you opposed?
no, I'm in favor.
Okay. And I think I heard somebody second it already. So all in favor? Let's do it one more time. Everybody in favor. All right. All right. Everybody have a good night, good weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Maybe we'll see you folks out and about. I know there's ceremonies going on, so maybe we'll see everybody. All right?
Great.
All right, thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye.